And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all. Come on in.
Whoa, wait.
Huh?
What? Hey, you're not like pixelated man tonight.
You ain't funny. You ain't fun. Look,
how much you spend on that camera gear over there, bro?
I'm about to start cussing you out. How about I start cussing you out?
Hey, Broaddus, you know, you don't have to get this mirror camera thing that I have. You could go for a smaller model. But, you know, I chose because I'm Voch Lombardi. I chose to go for the mirrored camera. I went for the mirrored camera look tonight. And
me and Bryan Broaddus
it's good to
friends
see you, bro.
Me.
Last night, I thought we were doing the post game from Mars.
Right,
man, you were kind of like you were just kind of all over the place.
I'm leaving. Do this
Folks,
shit.
Be sure comment to me if you thought that Voch did a poor job last night with the post game show. Maybe played to the level post game, maybe to the level of how the Cowboys played.
Hey,
you know,
Bryan,
on offense. If you'd like to chime in on that, please feel free to do so.
Bryan, this was a fantastic bit, but I forgot to hit record. I forgot to hit record, bro.
You did not.
Okay, I got trying to get. No, we live. We good. Hey, man, Bryan Broaddus, man.
And we're back.
Yeah, we back. I tell you what, man.
Pixelated.
No, I'm good to go. Thank you, bro. My camera's expensive, but my technology
crapped
out.
Technology, you know, like the old man. Here I am at the Miller Light Club there at the stadium, just kind of like, you know, like I'm zooming, like I'm acting like I'm on Zoom. You know, no mic, no light, no nothing. And my man over there with like $1 million worth of equipment, you know, is like, hey, I'm pixelating. I'm kind of acting like I'm not really here. You can hear me, but you can't see me.
I'm not gonna sit here and let you talk about my camera like this, Bryan. I put a lot of time and money.
Kavanaugh talked me into my little camera.
I'm not gonna sit here and let you talk about my mirror.
Kavanaugh's like, hey, you could buy 2 cases of beer, or you could have a really good camera. I think Kavanaugh chose 2 cases of beer.
I just want to end the show right now. I'm not going to let you do this to me.
Oh man, you got to talk. Hey, what'd you see in this football team? I know you. Okay,
yeah.
You want to go some positive stuff, or you want to go some? Hey, by the way, I pre-show folk.
Sure.
My man is on a mission right now, looking at players. He's on a mission. He's on a mission. He's seen enough.
We running down them, brothers. We running down them, bro.
Well, like I say, I know you and I were talking a little bit. Dane Brugler's top 50 is coming out. I got my little fingers on that. My fingers on that one. So be working off that and looking forward to it, man. This is going to be fun, but we got to get through this season.
So let's do this, Bryan Broaddus. You say good or bad. Let me start off with some good here, okay?
Please do. Make me feel better.
Big picture wise, like a very broad picture wise, I think that your defense played better for the little bit of time that they were, you know, playing better or whatever. Like they couldn't have made it the whole game. There was no way that they could have done that.
No way.
Cooper Rush only throwing for 45 yards or whatever. Couldn't do that. But Trey Diggs, it was good to see him play with some instincts to get that interception towards the end of the game. You know, seeing Micah Parsons racking up 2 sacks is clearly different with him. I think Overshawn is a superstar. Seeing him out there, you know, bursty, making plays and all that. And even on the offensive side of the ball, the only good thing I got to say about the offensive side of the ball, I think Tyler Smith and Cooper Beebe have a better feel for combos now.
They do.
They still have to do a better job dealing with the linebackers. Dean was able to skate on them a little bit.
Yeah.
But in terms of getting movement on that down guy, and them not leaving each other, I think that, you know, coaching after the game is kind of getting to him a little bit, and I think Rico Dowdle had a solid rushing day for what he was asked to do. Bryan Broaddus, those are my positives.
What did you think about Awesome Richards? Did you like anything with Awesome Richards, or was he just kind of he did his job for you in that game?
Here's my thing about Awesome Richards. Okay, he didn't kill you, and that's fantastic. That's a great start that he didn't kill you. Yeah. I didn't walk away blown away like, oh, awesome.
Okay, better because, you know, you talked to me a lot early when we started our, you know, we're doing All Right podcast about Chuma Doga.
Yes, sir.
Do you still feel like that, okay, if I had to go with Chuma Doga or Awesome Richards, you would still go with Chuma Edoga?
I would rather go with Awesome Riches because he's younger and we have more invested in him. I think Awesome will be
that's
here.
fair. That's fair.
He'll be here with like 2 more years or something like that. Chuma can leave next year, so this is that. But there's one thing that Guyton does. Like Guyton's a big dude, but he doesn't play like he doesn't play heavy sometimes, right? I think Awesome Riches did a pretty decent job playing heavy, but he didn't have heavy feet. Like he would move really well, and then in run game stuff, he would move his hips to kind of wall guys off pretty well. And I was happy about that. We did that on the film earlier, me and my audience there. You know, watching Awesome in pass pro, I think it kind of helped that Cooper Rush kind of got rid of the football. Now, at some point, we got to grow up and throw the ball downfield a little bit. But Awesome with his hands, Awesome didn't really lean as much as the young guy did. Awesome,
I kind of felt like the sack that he gave up was probably his worst technique play of the game.
Sure.
Where like both feet stopped, body hunched forward,
leaned,
and then all of a sudden, Graham, you know, and now it's like he's got no mobility, no way to get in front, no way to stop. You know, I thought, listen, I was like you. I was expecting, and I just wonder, okay, here's 2 weeks now. Why did this seem like the Atlanta game plan? When throwing it short, you know, everything. Remember how it, you know, the stick routes, the curls, everything is short.
Yeah.
Everything is short. And I wonder, is Mike McCarthy, was that a plan going in? That, okay, all the routes are going to be short. But I mean, hey, let's be honest. The deep balls, he was 0 for 2 on the throws. I mean, he didn't, you know, but man, everything was like 0 to 9, 0 to 9. Nothing intermediate. You know, he had the crossing route. The crossing route he threw that went over the top of Tolbert, that went over his head. It almost got intercepted.
Sure.
Man, he has Tolbert open, but he also has Turpin on the back side of that, of the same route. I mean, they're running both in breaking routes. It was the same route that Turpin ran to get the first down in the Atlanta game on 4th down. I mean, make that throw.
Sure.
Just make that throw. And then, you know, okay, now it's positive plays. Now it's getting into, you know, McCarthy took the blame today. He stood up in front of the media and started talking about, well, I never got Cooper in rhythm. I never got, how can, what's getting this guy in rhythm, though? I mean,
none of those plays will
none of those, not
rhythm.
Throwing the ball 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage to CeeDee Lamb and asking Tolbert to be a lead blocker.
Sure.
That's not getting anybody in rhythm. That's not getting anybody in rhythm. You know, so I don't know.
You know, Brian, there was a couple of weird plays looking at it. It was 2 times I noticed it. One time it was like Hunter Lipke crossing the formation, then going into the flats, and it was like a receiver behind him. And Cooper Rush kind of threw in the middle of the 2 guys.
Right.
I'm like, damn, where was Cooper Rush going there? And then there was another time on the goal line where Ferguson was coming this way and Lamb was behind him. And it's like he threw the ball to Ferguson and Jake went like this.
Yeah.
And he kind of missed Lamb on the back. And I'm like, man, what's going on with the communication here? Why are we not on the same page here?
Yeah, there was a play, to your point. There was a play, and I know we'll get into. I don't think you were talking about the one where Lamb went into the sun, right?
No. But I'll show you.
Okay. This that's another conversation. The play. There was a play where Lamb is going up the field like he's stalk blocking, like he's just kind of. And Rush throws the ball to him, and like Lamb doesn't even turn to look for the ball. But if you look at what's happening with the protection, they're running a screen. You know, like the linemen are setting up and then going out, and then you got Dowdle is kind of setting and then kind of checking to his right. Cooper Rush just throws the ball to Lamb, and Lamb is just going up the field like. And so I'm thinking, why is everybody running screen but the quarterback?
Sure.
You know, and I'm like going, well, I can understand one guy, but the whole offense is running a screen. To the right, Lamb is blocking to his left, and then the ball just goes whistling past him, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know, but the play where Lamb lost the ball coming across the middle down on the goal line, I think Cooper Rush wanted to throw it to Ferguson. I mean, the way he was looking at Ferguson, and Ferguson was trying to kind of pivot and but he got double covered. If that design right there would have been just straight to Lamb, Rush hits him before he's in the the shadows, and then he's a little bit into the light. The longer he had to wait, and you could see it right here. I really appreciate you pulling this up.
Yes, sir.
I really appreciate you pulling this up.
This is exactly what I was talking about right here.
Yeah.
It's like Ferguson is here. Lamb's coming here. If you just throw the ball to Lamb,
right,
you're good to go, right? And
okay, this is the play through the shadows. Okay. I think okay. If you could run it back for just a little bit. Okay, and then it's going to stop as soon as you get the break on the tight end here. Okay, right there. Okay, he's going to run a pivot. He's going to go out to his right and then come back to try and get inside. But see, he's looking at him the whole way. He's looking at him the whole way. But look at Lamb. Lamb goes from the O over here, which is in the shadows of the end zone, the Cowboys part. Stop it right there. Okay, if Cooper Rush somehow, he wants to hit Ferguson right there.
Yeah.
But Lamb's the throw. By the time he comes back, now look where this route carries. If you can stop by the time he gets to the W, keep going a little bit more. Stop. He's already now he's dead.
Yeah.
He can't see. He can't see at this point.
Yeah.
So Rush, you're right. He's kind of in between. It's like he wanted to throw to Ferguson, but then like, oh my God, look, Lamb, how open he is. Mm-hmm. By that time, the play's dead. Yep. He can't see the ball. So to me, it's like they went to Ferguson first, and then he tried to come back. But if he'd have thrown it to the Lamb right off the jump, he would have caught Lamb right around that O in the end zone, and they would have still probably been in the shadows, and he'd been able to see the ball.
But Bryan Broaddus, I'll tell you why. This isn't really a multiple read offense.
No,
and this is really what Dak was having problems with.
Yeah,
right?
You're true.
True. And somebody in my comments said it. I've been saying it. Like, Dak has been incredible to get anything from this stuff. This is a one-read offense because, Brian, if I snap the ball and Ferg is not there, I'm supposed to immediately run to Lamb.
Yeah.
Rush looks at Ferg. All right, Ferg's not getting open. Let me look somewhere else.
Right. And now it's too late for CD because he's already into the sun where where obviously when you stand down at that end, you can't see.
Yep.
I mean, there was the dang Alex Kemp, the official, the sack fumble, when Parsons got the sack fumble down there, Alex Kemp, the official, has got his hands on top of his hat as he's trying to like shade his eyes to see what's going on. I mean, they're getting ready to snap, and he's got his hands up on his hat. You can't see down there.
Sure.
I mean, you just can't. But you're right about I'm not bitching about the curtains. I'm just saying, though, the route down there, when you start to talk about red zone problems, that right there is kind of an example of the red zone problems. That you're trying to throw to Ferguson, but he's double covered, and the quarterback says, I can't get it there. So now he's going to try and throw to Lamb late. But by that time, Lamb has just kind of run himself into where he couldn't see the ball. Yeah. But there was a lot of that. I mean, I said it last night. I think you and I talked about this. It was one of those games where it looked like Cooper Rush had never played quarterback in the NFL.
Sure.
It's like, and then people remind me like, well, when he won those games, who was his offensive coordinator? Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I have my my thoughts about that, that whole thing. But anyway, it's kind of unfortunate that, they needed to make some plays in that game, and they were capable. They made some plays in the running game. They just couldn't make any plays in the passing game, So that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Brian, it's just, and there's your what's this, your umpire? No, not your umpire. It's just your
there's Alex Kemp right there. This is going to be the fumble. This is going to be the sack fumble. Great, by the way, great job by Ose on this play. Watch him take three guys. Watch 3 guys. That look at that. That got great job right there of Osa getting up the field, 3 blockers go to him right there. And then that allows Micah Parsons, he gets right around Johnson there. Great job by Osa getting up the field, and then him making that sack. But like, to my point, like I said, thank you for showing that.
Yeah.
Alex Kemp, the referee, he can't even see. His job is to protect the quarterback and see what's going. He can't even see. He's like, what am I doing? I can't see. But hey, that's neither here nor there.
Now,
that's that both teams play in that. So that's the way it is.
Now, Bryan Broaddus.
Yeah.
I asked you this a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna ask you again today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You think Mike McCarthy checked out? I'm looking at this offense, Brian. There's no way you regress this bad. And I know Cooper Rush was playing quarterback, but I've seen Cooper Rush look a little better than this. But it's looked this way since Pittsburgh. Has Mike McCarthy checked out? Is he ready to go on vacation? Is he up? I haven't even asked you this. Scratch that. What do you think about Micah Parsons coming out and talking about his head coach like that, Brian?
I think it's unfortunate. I will say this, and I've with Micah Parsons, it's kind of been a love-hate relationship in a ways, because you hear things about this, that, and the other, and, you talk about trading him and this, that, and the other. And, obviously the defense played better with him on the field. You saw this defense play better. The comments that he said, hey, he started this out, and this is where I think the key is. He started out by saying, this is above my pay grade. This is above my pay grade, but let me give praise to Zach Martin. That's how I took it.
Yeah.
That's what I took it. He didn't immediately start out and say, hey, Mike McCarthy can go get a job or do something else. Let me talk about Zach Martin.
Yeah.
What he said, does Micah always, I think Micah speaks the truth, but I also feel like that Micah is in a situation where sometimes his words, and we have this problem, and I think he's learning this as being part of the media now, or doing media stuff. When you say things, you have to kind of make sure that you have it in the right order, or you say it, because it'll get clipped like it does. I always tell you, hey, somebody's going to clip this, and next thing you know, I'm going to be talking about cheering for injuries, and I didn't mean that way. But Parsons did say that is above my pay grade. So he's saying, hey, the front office, that's not my decision. Who I feel badly for is Zach Martin, who will most likely not have an opportunity to win a championship. That was my take on that.
Bryan Broaddus, I enjoy working with you.
Mm-hmm.
If James Slater walks up to me with a microphone and says, Voch, we just got a report that your Royal Highness wants to fire Bryan Broaddus. What do you think about that? I will go, damn, boy, man. I mean, all due respect and all that to your Royal Highness and all this, but man, Bryan Broaddus, we have a great team. I really want to work with him in the future. I mean, if he has to go, I'm gonna hate to see him go, but I really hope that we can work something out. Yeah. If I dislike Bryan Broaddus, and James Slater walks up and says, "Voch, somebody, your Royal Highness says he wants to fire Bryan Broaddus," what you think about that? That's on them. That's up to your Royal Highness. I don't know.
I understand. I totally respect that. Yeah. I think that in a day and age where we just ask our professional athletes to be honest and say, do we say hurtful things at times? Sure, we do. We say a lot of hurtful things. I told you about me going after Jason Garrett for 3 years and what that did to people in the Dallas Cowboys, in the front office, in the football operations. And I wasn't thinking about guys and gals in football operations. I was thinking about just getting rid of Jason Garrett. But when you get rid of Jason Garrett, then it starts to talk about everybody else who's involved in football operations as well. Yeah. So, that's the part of this that sucks when you make those kinds of comments. I think Micah Parsons was honest about it. I think he really, really wanted to give Zach Martin praise. I think he really, really he feels bad for Zach Martin. Does he feel bad for Does he feel bad for Mike McCarthy? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. But the way he, in my mind, and listen, I'm not a perfect talker either. I've never been. I've been very fortunate to be on some really great platforms, much like this one, and be able to talk. And it's not perfect for me, the way I talk, but I understood what Michael was trying to do. He was trying to say, listen, he could have given us the canned answer. He could have given us the, Mike's done a great job. It's unfortunate we're having a bad year. We need to play better. But I really do want, I really feel bad for Zach Martin. He could have said something. He goes, listen, this is not my call. If Mike gets fired, or if Mike doesn't get a contract extension, that's not my call. So the thing that you need to worry about now, if you're Micah Parsons, this is going to sound really petty, but you need to worry about if you're Micah Parsons is Mike McCarthy taking it the way that a lot of people have, that he was slamming him.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden that Mike McCarthy starts leaking stuff about Micah Parsons. And all of a sudden that, Tom Pelissero and
Jane
Slater and others,
Voch
Lombardi, they start hearing the whispers of, well, he's questioned my work ethic. Let me tell you about this guy.
Not my call.
Yeah.
That's above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy gonna say that's above my pay grade.
No, but he honestly,
yeah.
This track runs two ways, and all of a sudden it's Mike McCarthy's like, Tom Pelissero calls up Mike and says, hey, Mike, what about what that guy said? Man, that's that SOB, he talks about me being lazy. He didn't go he's not on time for meetings. He doesn't pay attention. He does no extra work.
He was out with Zeke. He was out partying with Zeke.
He's more worried about his damn podcast than he is worried about playing football. And if he worried more about playing football and less about that damn podcast, we wouldn't be in the predicament we're in right now defensively, and blah, blah, blah. This is where it turns into, that maybe, Mike, him and Mike says, hey, I'm from the school of talking it out. And I believe Mike on that. But, we've already seen the ramifications of when people whisper, Sean Sharif at 105.3 The Fan, he had heard some things. I've heard things. People have heard things. It's not coming from the Joneses. It's not coming from the Joneses, a lot of this stuff. But it's enough to where all of a sudden when Micah Parsons contract stuff talks start to happen, watch the reports from those guys, those national guys and gals, because they might paint a really, really unfavorable look for Micah Parsons, much like what Micah Parsons did to Mike McCarthy. Even though I think he qualified it by saying, it's above my pay grade.
Hopefully Mike McCarthy got thick skin. One last thing though, Brian. Listen, man, Jerry Jones came out and said, well, the Eagles and the Texans are like rivalry games. So I want the best opportunity to win. So we're gonna roll with Cooper. That's how he say Cooper Rush. Now he say Cooper. I'm gonna roll with Cooper. I would like to see Trey Lance with a full week of practice, and
I would too.
Not working from behind 30 points. With Cooper Rush throwing for 20 for 45 yards. How short do you think the leash is? Last week we saw Trey Lance when we were losing by 30. Do you see Trey Lance come in if we're down like 2 scores versus Houston?
I think a lot of it has to kind of maybe go the first 2 series of the game. I think they're going to get, honestly, and this is where I wish I worked at the Star again.
Yeah.
I'm only part-time at the Star, but I used to be able to turn my desk in my chair, or I would stand up and I'd go walk behind David Hellman's desk and I would be able to kind of see practice a little bit. And you could see, what periods they were in. You could tell if they're offense or defense, and you could kind of get a gauge if they were splitting reps. They might work on a They might work on a short yardage package, and they have 9 plays in the period for the offense, 9 plays for the defense.
Sure.
And the starter usually gets 6 of those plays. Maybe the backup gets 3, maybe he gets 2. I'd be interested to see if they were splitting reps this week. That if they had, they have 9 reps, 5 to Rush, 4 to Lance, and then the next day flip that. 5 to Lance, 4 to Rush. Just that way you kind of getting both guys ready to play. I think that's going to be the plan going forward. I know I've made a statement today. We had on 105.3 The Fan. We were talking about changing the play caller and all that stuff like that. But I think that if I'm the offensive coaches, I'm getting both guys ready is what I do. I'm just going to say, okay, if Cooper Rush is going to start the game and things, I'm not bringing in Trey Lance in the second half. And if we're going to do this, let's do it early. Now, Cooper Rush might start the game off the week from tonight, might start it off 10 of 11 for, 158 yards. And you're like, okay, maybe he needs to play. Just keep playing, see if he can do it.
Yeah.
But if it turns into they get the ball, it's a 3 and out, it's another 3 and out. Now I'm going to Trey Lance is where I'm going. You feel the same way, or you want to start? You're like me. I want to see Trey Lance play the full time, but I don't think they're going to do that. Just not this week.
I need 3 games to really evaluate Trey Lance. I want to see him versus good team. So I can be like, hey, this is what he did against a good team or a winning football team. Right. I need to see what he looks like versus Giants and Carolina. I just need to see what this looks like. If he's worth a draft pick, I want to trade him and get that draft pick. If he's worth being a backup football player that's worth developing, Trey Lance still like 23 years old. If he's worth like developing, then cool. Let's hold on to him and like develop him a little bit. But nothing's going to help us with him sitting down on the bench like that.
Right. I agree. Yeah, I agree. I've said this before. The selfish side of me is thinking about a 2026 compensatory pick. That if he was good enough, now maybe you can sign him back up. Maybe if there's a new head coach coming in, he could say, listen, I'd like the opportunity to coach Trey Lance. Maybe we could sign him. And if he hasn't done great, maybe you get an opportunity to continue to work with him.
Sure.
Or if he plays really, really well, which, is a real long shot, then if he plays really well, sign somebody, you get a compensatory pick out of that. That's 2026. That's how I kind of look at it right now myself. But I would like to see him play like 3 games. And I just think the ability, the element of running the football, it could be a different offense, designed runs, RPOs, stuff like that. You could also have a ton of turnovers. Mike could be bitching about turnovers, but this one, he could probably turn over the ball a little more for you.
Turnovers ain't gonna help nobody. Turnovers don't help you when your offense or when your quarterback's throwing for 45 yards.
The biggest problem with this defense right now, or the biggest problem with the offense, is that it affects the defense. The 3 and outs. The 3 and outs. I mean, it just got to the point where Mike Zimmer and this crew couldn't withstand all the 3 and outs.
Man, Brian, just one more thing, though. Mike McCarthy, he really upset me with this one, Brian. He says, the run game will fix itself. We just need attempts. And I'm like, man, if you got Cooper Rush playing quarterback, what a time to get some attempts in. Yeah. And Rico Dowdle with his attempts looked fine. Let's give him more attempts. But that's just me calling BS again on Mike McCarthy. You have every opportunity to get attempts right now. You can't even do it. All right now.
No, there's a lot of myths with Mike McCarthy, and him wanting to run the ball is a myth right now. It really is a myth. Because he's not. If he was serious about running the ball, he'd play Trey Lance at quarterback and really run the ball. Is what he would do. If he was serious about trying to help his defense, he would get into an offense that becomes, maybe 60-40 run pass, maybe 70-30 run pass, and try and beat people that way, because him trying to throw the ball and keep getting 3 and outs, he puts his defense in harm's way. That defense played well enough. If I don't know, even if Dak played that game yesterday, I don't think they win. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I don't think they go 3 and out every damn time. and maybe the defense would have had enough left in the fourth quarter to get you one more stop to put you in, to let the offense have a drive, to maybe win a game. But it just, it's hard to watch, and it really is what it is right now. I think, like I say, Mike Zimmer, and I'm not saying this because Mike's my friend, but I think people who are watching right now, and I know when you watch the tape of the defense, Zimmer, with all the crap that's going on over there, the injuries and stuff.
Sure. I think Zimmer's
problem. He's trying to hit that defense, the blitz package where, you and I have talked about this. We want to see Overshown rush.
Yeah.
By God, what did he do? He put Overshown in a rush position. Overshown should have had 3 sacks in the first half.
Sure.
He missed that last one. But see what he did? He put 3. He took a defensive tackle out. He put Overshown, Leofau, and Kendricks in the middle of the field. And one time he sent Leofau, and then the other times he sends Overshown.
Sure.
But he's trying. He's trying to do stuff to create opportunities. He's not just sitting there and running hitches and curls and flat routes all day.
I totally agree.
He's trying as shitty as they've been. Mm-hmm. He is not dying on that hill without trying. Yeah. He is going to, hey, I know I'm shorthanded, but by God, I'm going to try and get somebody home on this rush. Can you blame him? I mean, the touchdown pass that Hurts had, the one I talked about, he got Overshown on Hurts free. Yeah. No blocker. Yeah. No blocker. And what did he do? The first Overshown sack, he got it where Overshown, where Parsons took blockers, and by the way he did it, it got Overshown on Gainwell, the running back.
Yep.
We talked about it in the show, the leading up to the game, that Barkley and Gainwell were giving up pressures and sacks.
Sure.
Boom. What happened?
Sure.
There you go.
Mike McCarthy and Zimmer have two totally different issues. I think Zimmer has like a personnel problem, but you at least see him rolling out something different every week.
He's trying, man. He is trying like a son of a bitch to get that thing done, and it's not working. It's he's getting gashed. They got gashed by the quarterback yesterday. They need to figure out this stuff with the run. Like when you play these guys, these quarterbacks that are able to kind of sneak out the back door, or all of a sudden you got 4 guys covering 3 instead of playing where you need to play. Yeah. So.
They are totally different. Mike McCarthy is spiraling, but hey, that's up to you.
And I'm not saying that because Zimmer and I are buddies. I'm just saying you watch the tape.
I don't know Mike Zimmer, and I agree. I don't know Mike Zimmer.
He's trying. He's not going to sit there and say, "Oh God, we're going to be bad on run defense today." No, he's trying to do some things. He's trying to help. He's trying to create pressure. He's trying. McCarthy. I can't say that about Mike in this offense right now. I can't say that.
Sure.
I see the same issues that we have, and I get it. The quarterback's done. The quarterback's likely to, he's going to get. They're going to get the final diagnosis tomorrow, and on Wednesday he's going to have surgery, and he's going to be done. Likely. That's Troy Aikman ain't walking through that door. Emmitt Smith ain't walking through that door. Charles Haley ain't walking through that door. It is what it is right now, but I'm at least encouraged by what I've seen from the defense, trying to do trying to win games that way. The offense, I can't say that right now.
Man, Bryan, we got a lot of philosophical questions coming up, man. We're going to break them down. How do you help this offense? How do you help this defense, man? But, boy, people are going to be tuned in. We have a fun cast of guests that we get to pull out of a hat from.
Yeah, I'm working on, there's a couple of different angles. I promise you we're going to have a really cool guest tomorrow night. I might go draft related. I might go national guest. I'm working on a couple of angles here, but we're going to have us a good guest tomorrow night. I promise you.
I have run out of guests, so we'll
man, we're good.
We'll figure it out.
Trust me, I'm an old guy. I got some names we can still throw out there. We'll have some fun.
All right, sounds good. Voch Lombardi, appreciate y'all for tapping in with him. That's me right there, Voch Lombardi. And that's Bryan Broaddus. Y'all be sure to tune in to him because he's definitely doing special stuff. And don't go into the comments asking me who your Royal Highness is. Y'all find out sooner or later. All right? Y'all hold down with the Doski Woski. We'll catch y'all next time. Crown.